Name recognition is a real thing. And it also applies to cybersecurity. There's some big names in the cybersecurity world. As a boutique shop, Securiix has some, I think, very good reasons as to why you may want to consider a boutique shop like Securiix over some of the big cybersec shops that are out there. So I'm going to be extremely to the point and very transparent. I appreciate and respect all the different cybersec teams and groups and businesses within our industry. We're all, in my opinion, one team that works together, I think, to improve cybersecurity solutions for government, for the industries that are out there, for the mom and pop shops. It really doesn't matter. And I think we benefit from each other being part of that same community. This all said, I also worked obviously for multiple institutions, from financial institutions to telecom groups, to technology shops, and other consulting groups as well. So what does a boutique shop have to offer compared to some of the bigger shops? First, I'm going to talk about some of the bigger shops. When you get some of the larger consulting groups, obviously their name has been built on a long period of time of doing good work. They have at their disposal some of the nice new talent that is out there and are able to attract them to their business because of their name. And you do get some very good things out of that. As a business, you can obviously leverage the fact that a big name shop helped you, and that can bring some confidence to your customers. When it comes to a boutique shop, the reason why boutique shops in most cases are created is you have people either from those larger groups or from larger organizations that want to maybe do some things slightly differently, maybe from the larger big shops that are out there. And they want to take their skill sets and either specialize in certain areas, or they want to produce for a certain client that may not have the same financial capabilities as other organizations, and or just wants a higher degree of expertise all the time for something that is a particular target for that organization. For Securiix, what we have found for providing value to our clients has been the capability to bring these much more experienced people, instead of maybe sometimes getting a more straight from school or out of school doer that is, doing a lot of the groundwork for some of the work that's out there, and keeping that higher experienced individual in place throughout the engagement, and to also help pivot to some of the requirements as they come. I think that's, as a boutique shop, one of the things I've done the most is we may come in for a engagement A, and we all are targeted on that. We have all of our deliverables set up. We know what our success criteria is. It's all properly defined. But because we're a smaller shop, we can more easily pivot to opportunities that may present themselves during those engagements. So as an example, we're helping with a particular environment, or we're helping with a particular location, or a particular technology. And because, as I said earlier in other videos, all of these things interact and they intersect. And because of the way we do our assessments, and truly understanding the data flow, understanding where key data and processes and even components within an infrastructure exist, we may see opportunities for things that connect into that infrastructure. So I think that as a boutique shop, you still get the expertise, depending, of course, on the boutique shop, but you also get that capability to think outside the box a little bit more, to pivot a little bit more, to be quicker on your feet. Because we are a smaller organization, we know everybody, we know what our skill sets are, and we can figure out ways to innovate and to improve business processes. Even though no one's asked the question, we can bring it up and allow you as an organization to say yes or no, not right now, but we'll put it on maybe our roadmap for future deliverables. So I think as an overall, there's different reasons why you would pick a larger shop. There's different reasons why you would pick a boutique shop. I think now, especially with mind trusts or information, people's experience being so diverse now, the boutique shops now are becoming more generalistic too. They're able to handle more issues, more challenges. And I think that the line between being a bigger shop and a boutique shop also is kind of narrowing in regards to skill set. With technology the way that it is now, with certifications, with experience, there's been a way to equal out the skill sets across the board because these skill sets are found everywhere now. There's not usually a certain business, unless it's again super AI, for example, or specifically an AI business. Most organizations utilize IT in a very similar fashion to other people. They're trying to make things more innovative. They're trying to push things towards the cloud because they want to be able to change their infrastructure much more quickly. They want to keep robustness. They want to not have to spend as much as on infrastructure and even on the people to help maintain those infrastructures. You're going to find now that there's more common challenges and criteria for information security, information technology now than there was even 5-10 years ago. One key differentiator for Securiix when it comes to what we offer versus, I think, almost any other group or shop is the person that you sit down with when we first discuss your business, your infrastructure, your requirements, your success criteria, is the same person that will take you all the way through that engagement. You're going to get the most experienced people from day one all the way to the end of that particular milestone and or to the end of that deliverable. And that's what we pride ourselves in. We have, I believe, some of the most technically adept people that have experience in every area of information security and information technology, depending on what that job is, what it is that we are challenged to help our clients with. And that skill set remains. Do we have other people that help us as well? Of course. We have very specific people and processes and technology for those types of challenges that may be much more complex that we help to solve as well. But in general, you are going to get the same people from day one to the end of your project that makes sure that we deliver on all of the success criteria that we both agree upon before starting any engagement. One of our strengths, again, is the capability to go above and beyond to understanding that certain deliverables, yes, we can meet those targets and still be successful, but at Securiix, what we try to do, and we have done, I think is fair to say, is to make sure that there isn't any stone left unturned. We want to make sure that if there is something there that produces an additional value, that we go towards that. We don't shy away from it. We obviously always have direct communication with our clients. We don't do anything without complete client approval. At the same time, if we find something, we're going to let you know. We're going to show you what potential opportunities exist that will increase the value of our engagement, and you can decide whether or not, as our client, you want us to continue with those. Because I think sometimes when you are dealing with larger organizations, you can become very boxed in, and in some cases you don't want to lose the focus of why you're here in the first place. But understanding the full strategic and tactical opportunities while you're doing any engagement can be very good for any client because you're maximizing your value from those engagements. And that's what we try to do at Securiix, is maximize your engagement.